$650 billion. That's what just 4 companies are spending on AI this year alone. That's more than the entire GDP of Sweden. And yet, over 90% of the companies deploying AI right now have zero measurable return. Zero. The money is vanishing into thin air. Today, we're following every dollar of the biggest spending spree in tech history. You'll learn exactly where the money lands, why the productivity miracle everyone promised hasn't shown up, and who's quietly getting rich while everyone else burns cash. The most shocking part comes at the very end, so stick around. Let's rewind to early 2024. AI was the golden child of Wall Street. Every earnings call, every keynote, every boardroom meeting had one word on repeat: AI. Nvidia's stock had surged over 200% in a single year. Microsoft's market cap crossed $3 trillion. The narrative was intoxicating. AI would do for the 21st century what electricity did for the 20th. Meet Jay. Jay's a mid-level operations manager at a logistics company in Ohio. In early 2024, Jay's boss handed him a mandate: integrate AI into the supply chain. The company allocated $12 million. Jay was excited. The consultants showed him demos where AI predicted shipping delays with 93% accuracy. His CEO told investors they'd cut operational costs by 15% within 18 months. Think of it like buying a brand new top-of-the-line kitchen for your restaurant. Gorgeous countertops, commercial-grade ovens, the works. Everyone assumes the food will instantly get better. Jay believed it, Wall Street believed it, the entire global economy believed it. But here's the thing nobody wanted to admit. Almost none of them had a recipe. But here's where it gets crazy. By 2026, the spending didn't slow down. It accelerated. Amazon, Microsoft, Meta, and Google are now collectively pouring $650 billion into AI infrastructure this single year. To put that in perspective, the entire dot-com bubble's peak annual telecom investment was roughly $150 billion in today's dollars. We've quadrupled that. So where does the money actually go? 60% goes straight to chipmakers. Nvidia alone is collecting hundreds of billions for its GPUs. The rest goes into concrete, copper, and kilowatts. These new data centers consume more electricity than entire cities. One facility in Virginia draws more power than 750,000 homes. And Jay? 6 months after his company's big AI rollout, his team's productivity numbers were flat. Actually, they were slightly worse. The AI tool predicted delays beautifully, but nobody changed the approval workflow to act on those predictions. Jay spent more time feeding data into the system than doing his actual job. It's like installing a Ferrari engine into a horse-drawn carriage. The engine screams, but the wheels can't keep up. The truly terrifying part: Jay's company isn't the exception, it's the rule. Now, here's the twist nobody's talking about. While most companies burn money on AI with nothing to show for it, a small group is making an absolute fortune, and they don't even need AI to work. During the 1849 gold rush, the richest man in California wasn't a miner. It was Samuel Brannan, who sold shovels and pickaxes. The same pattern is playing out right now. Nvidia's data center revenue hit over $193 billion in fiscal year 2026. The companies building power infrastructure, cooling systems, and networking equipment are booking record profits. They get paid whether AI delivers results or not. But the real problem is something else entirely. Research calls it AI theater. 80% of enterprise AI projects never leave the pilot stage. Companies run a flashy demo, slap AI on their investor deck, and move on. No workflow redesign, no data cleanup, no change management. If the US had required companies to prove measurable ROI before claiming AI tax incentives, an estimated $40 billion in wasted spending could have been redirected into actual implementation. Instead, we built a system that rewards buying the tools, not using them. And the people selling those tools? They're laughing all the way to the bank. So why should you care if some Fortune 500 company wastes billions? because this money doesn't exist in a vacuum. It comes from somewhere, and the consequences land on you. When companies spend $650 billion on infrastructure with no return, that cost gets passed down. It shows up as higher subscription fees for cloud services you use every day. It shows up as hiring freezes because the AI budget ate the headcount budget. Jay found this out the hard way. His company froze all new hires for 2026. His team of 12 was supposed to become 18. Instead, they're still 12. Now doing the work of 18, with an AI tool that creates more reports than anyone has time to read. Your retirement fund probably holds Nvidia and Microsoft stock. If the market decides this spending cycle isn't producing returns, those valuations correct. We're talking about trillions in market cap at risk. How are you preparing for that? Here's what the data actually shows. Companies that succeed with AI spend 30% of their budget on integration and training, not just hardware. They redesign workflows first, then deploy the tool. But fewer than 10% of companies do this. The question isn't whether AI works. It does. The question is whether your company, your employer, your industry has the discipline to make it work. And right now, the odds say they don't. We are now entering what analysts call the reckoning phase. Wall Street is no longer accepting AI as a magic word on earnings calls. Investors want receipts. In early 2026, several major funds began downgrading tech stocks specifically because AI capital expenditure isn't translating to revenue growth. The gap between spending and earning is widening, not closing. Jay's company just announced it's pausing its AI expansion. $12 million spent. The board wants to see returns before approving another dollar. Jay's not angry. He's exhausted. He believed in the promise. He still does, but belief doesn't pay the bills. The companies that will thrive aren't the ones spending the most. They're the ones spending the smartest. They're treating AI not as a product to install, but as a transformation to manage. That means changing how people work, not just what tools they use. It's the difference between buying a gym membership and actually showing up every morning. This isn't a choice. It's survival. $650 billion is being spent to build the infrastructure of the future. But infrastructure without strategy is just expensive real estate. The AI revolution is real. The productivity gains are real. But they don't come from spending more. They come from changing how we work. So here's the question that should keep every CEO, every investor, and every worker up at night. Are we building the future? Or are we just funding someone else's gold rush? If this changed how you think about the AI boom, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. We track where the money goes so you don't get left behind. Drop a comment. Do you think AI spending is an investment or a bubble? I'll see you in the next one.